Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to do a little rant. Um, Let me get my notes up here. This is probably going to sound a little bit scripted because it kind of is. I basically wrote an entire blog post instead of just like hot topics or little things to remind me what to talk about during my video. Instead, I just basically wrote the entire thing as a blog post. So if it sounds a little scripted, please forgive me. These are points I really wanted to get across. Um, so yeah. Anyways, when you read the title of this video, you probably thought, I'm going to put down young people. If you're young, you probably were ready to snap back and say, you had your own arguments about old people. If you're older, you probably have your own opinion to share, whether it's about young people or old people or whatever. Um, and I'm not going to put people down. I'm not going to put young people down today, but I am going to criticize them. Constructive criticism is a good thing, and I do it with good intentions here, guys. Um, the definition of ignorant. Let's start with that so nobody gets offended, okay? The definition of ignorant is not a bad word. The definition is lacking knowledge or awareness about something. That's it. That's what ignorant means. I was ignorant. I'm still ignorant to many, many things. So it's not a bad thing. Um, so anyway, here's the thing. I don't want people to follow in my footsteps and make the same mistakes I did. I don't want them to have to work their whole life away and feel they've got nothing to show for it. And I don't want them to have to work to make other people money while they wish they had time to enjoy their own freaking life. So, yeah, I'm going to criticize some young people. Nothing I say here isn't anything I didn't do myself. When I was young, I failed to listen as well. I failed to learn. I failed to truly grasp the desperation of the situation. After all, I was living my own life. I had my health, my loves, my hobbies, my own desires. Older people giving me advice, which, by the way, I didn't ask for, didn't even appeal to me. Um, why would I give a lot of attention? I know they mean well, but I've got my own things going on, and I can worry about that shit later. I'm still young. Well, as an older person, let me tell you something. Life will pass by so fast you won't know what happened. That later that you spoke of will become not only now, but years ago, and I should have. Um, it'll happen in a blink of an eye when you aren't even looking. I know you don't totally comprehend that when you're young, and you hear it like, yeah, life goes by fast. The older you get, it seems to go faster. You hear these type of things, and you understand, but you don't really comprehend. All right. I am 48 years old, and I remember 16 like it was yesterday. Like it was yesterday. I remember 18. I remember my 20s. I remember raising my children in my young 20s. Like it was yesterday. Like it was just now, just last week. But I know in reality I'm sitting here at 48 years old and so much time has passed. And I'm like, where did it go? That's what happens. And when it comes to finances and preparing and planning for your future, when time just disappears like that on you, you're going to look back and you're going to regret not doing something. Um, so yeah, um, the thing is you need to understand that this is a desperate situation. This isn't something that's a small piece of advice. Um, when I say take action now, I mean now, like right now. This is about life and death. This is about the freedom to actually enjoy your life. This is serious shit. All right, guys? I, I I don't know how to get the point across to young people. I really don't. I'm not a great communicator. I've never been a social person. I've always been more of an introvert. Um, but this is a serious point that I need to get across to my kids, if you're watching, and any other young people out there. If you're in your 20s still, oh my God, you have such an opportunity to set yourself up. And if you're in your 30s, still you got a great opportunity. Don't wait until you're almost 50 years old, like I did. Life's something to enjoy. In order to enjoy it, you're going to need freedom, first thing. You need time, and you need money. If you have to work 40 hours a week for the rest of your life in hopes of getting maybe 20 years of retirement late in life, when you don't even have the health, energy, or willingness to go enjoy it, then you've done something wrong. And that's what I've done so far. All right. I'm 48 years old. I've worked since I was 16. That's 32 years of my life I've worked. What do I have what do I have to show for spending 32 years of my life busting my ass working in jobs that some I enjoyed and many I hated? I don't own a home, and if I did, I'd probably be in much more debt than I am now. I have a car, I have dogs, I have children who are adults, I have a nice computer, and lots of toys I never use. I never use. I have bicycles, I have game systems, I have all kinds of stuff that just junk that I've spent tons and tons of my money on, and I never even use it. And lastly, I have a job where I waste my life energy away to make other people, who don't work by the way, money. So don't get me wrong now, all right? I've been very fortunate in life. That job is something many people don't have. My health, while it's declining now, has been better than many people's. My life's troubles have been painful and I've been through a lot of shit, but when I compare it to those who are less fortunate than me, I've lived a life of fucking abundance. Um, but here I am, still wasting my life energy away working instead of living and doing what I want. I feel trapped in my job. I have for a long time. For many years now, I've kind of just settled to the fact that I'm going to work until I die. I don't want this for my fucking children. Sorry for all the swearing here, but I've got to be real. I do not want this for my kids, and I don't want it for you. Nobody should have to waste their life energy working their entire life for the hope of a few years of retirement when they're old. It just shouldn't be that way. My entire life I've known it shouldn't be that way, but I didn't have a solution. I didn't know what to do. Okay. So now for the criticism. Young people don't seem to listen to the wisdom and experience of older people who have already gone through a lot of life, and they've either learned from it or regret the things that they've done and their mistakes. I try to tell my kids and help them understand that I'm really trying to prevent them from making the same mistakes as I did. But they'll look at me and they'll be like, "You're not so bad off, Dad. You make good money. You got, a nice house that you're renting, but still it's a nice house. You don't worry about money when you go grocery shopping or any of that. So what's so bad, you know?" Um, so they just don't quite understand it. They're busy people. They have their own lives. They have their own problems to deal with. They do try to accommodate me by doing little things I ask, like starting a Roth IRA. Recently, I pushed and pushed and pushed to get them all to start a Roth IRA because they know I'm right and they know they need to do something for their future. So that's good. It's a first step. But donating $10 here, $5 here, it's a start, man. It's a start. At least they're doing something. And that was my first goal. But if I had it my way, they would be totally passionate, have a burning desire to make their own freedom. All right. They would have this passion and burning desire to get to a point where they don't ever have to work again. They can work Just because you don't have to work doesn't mean you won't be working. If you want to work, you'll be working. But they need a passion to get to that point where they don't ever have to do it again. They have to be willing to sacrifice and live on practically nothing. Ramen, noodles, rice, beans for 5 to 10 years minimum. 5 to 10 years is all it's really going to take of your life. And you can set yourself up so you don't have to work. You push that to 15, 20, and you're still young enough to enjoy life. And you're going to be set, man. You need to spend at least 5 to 10 years doing nothing but hustling for every fucking penny you can to buy your freedom. You need to understand this is about buying your freedom to live your life, and not just about something as trivial as saving money for later. This is about freedom. All right? Life's here to enjoy, and you can't do that if you're dragging your ass to work every goddamn morning to a job that you probably hate. And I know you're going to work jobs that you hate. You're not going to have freedom to enjoy your life. You're not going to have the time. If I were to go back to the day I got out of the military, I had just gotten divorced, which was a horrible time in my life. But I moved across the world and came back to the United States because I was in Japan at the time. If I could go back to the day I got out of the military and first got my job at my company right now, I was 28 years old. I've currently been at this job for over 20 years now. If I could go back, I would live in a trailer park. I'd probably even have a roommate to boot. So my monthly cost for a roof over my head would be practically nothing. I would live on ramen noodles, tuna fish, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, rice and beans, you name it, whatever the cheapest damn thing I could put calories in my body with. I'd have a beat up old car that was just that, as long as it was reliable, it got me from point A to point B. That's all I gave a damn about. And if I could go without that car, I would. Maybe do public transportation and not pay for insurance and all the bullshit that comes with cars to keep them running. I'd spend very, very little on anything that wasn't needed in my life. Toys, all right? Things that are nice to have. We don't need nice to have right now. We're hustling. We're bussing. We're fighting to buy our freedom. All right? We don't need this shit. Every penny is a step closer. I'd start a side hustle to spend my time away from my job, because you're not going to be at your job 24 hours a day. You're going to have some free time. During that free time, I'm going to use that to hustle. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to start a blog. I'm going to start selling shit online. I'm going to do something on the side to bring in a little bit of income, a little bit more income. Every little dollar counts. Every little dollar is going to speed up my process to get to freedom. That's what it's about right there. And on top of that, that side hustle, if you build it properly over time, slow and steady, you're going to have that to bring in income, as well as, say, dividends from stocks in your retirement when you're free. And I'm talking retirement like in your 30s, maybe 40s. All right? This is retiring young. This is having time and your health to still enjoy life. I'd work part-time job on top of my full-time job. I'd deliver pizzas or whatever else it took. I'd work my ass off for every penny. And this is only temporary. Only temporary. We're talking 5 to 10 years of living like you are absolutely broke, even if you're making good money. I'd invest every single dollar I possibly could throw at it into quality dividend stocks in order to buy my freedom. So someday, 5 years, 10 years down the road, I will have enough income coming from dividends, passive income I'm not doing anything for, I'm not working for it, to pay all my expenses. To just pay my expenses even. You don't need a lot of extra money to play with. You can get that from your side hustle. All right? If you have a YouTube channel and you've been doing it for years at that point, it's probably going to make a little money here or there, a few $100 a month. That is enough to enjoy life with. And all of your expenses are paid. And the biggest thing about it all is time. You have bought your freedom at that point. You have time. You have time to spare. You can hang out on the beach. You can hang with your friends. You can enjoy your children. I mean, I wasted so much of my life working and not enjoying my children as they're growing up. So many mistakes. I know every single dollar I can invest will put me closer to my freedom and give me my life's time back to live and enjoy doing what I want. That's what it's about, guys. That's what it's really about. And I don't know how to make it seem any more important than I possibly can, because it really is life and death here. If you work your entire life until you die, what have you accomplished? What have you really enjoyed in life? You've lost so much time to enjoy moments of your life, friends, family, places to go and see. You've lost all that opportunity. But if you bust your ass, if you live like the poorest fucking person you can think of, but you take every penny and you invest that into dividend stocks, quality dividend stocks, in 5 to 10 years, that's all. 5 to 10 years of your entire life. People live to 90 nowadays. We're talking, I'm going to say 10 to be on the safe side. 10 years of your life. You're going to have so many years to enjoy. And it can be done. And especially for people who like to travel. Like, I know my daughter, she really wants to see the world. She wants to travel. She wants to have experiences. She's a photographer. That's what she wanted to do. She can do it. And you don't need to become a millionaire by some fancy situation or some lucky opportunity. You can. Those might happen, but you don't have to. You can do this on your own by living on practically nothing and hustling and hustling and hustling for every goddamn dollar. So you can keep throwing that shit into dividend stocks. And those dividends will eventually pay for your life and pay for your freedom. That's what it's about. And I finally found the solution to not work my entire fucking life away. I've been looking for this my entire life. Yeah, I knew about stocks. I knew about investing a little bit. I read books, invest in ETFs and index funds or mutual funds or this. I read and got basic understanding of the stock market, but it was so risky. And, I had all these thoughts that it was so risky and this and that. Now I have finally found what a lot of people are doing that I could have been doing all along. I could have been doing this since I was 20. It wouldn't have been as easy back then. I mean, there was internet, but there wasn't, like, online brokerages were not so easy to start and all that stuff. Nowadays, there's no excuse, guys. You got Robinhood, completely free investing. You have M1 Finance, amazing opportunity to invest and do exactly what I'm saying here. The way it works right now, completely free. And even the big brokers, if you don't want to go with the newer brokers and you want to stick with somebody that's stable, been around for decades, you can still go with Vanguard, Fidelity, JP Morgan. You can go with all these big bastards who've been around and you feel are more secure, although they're not. They're just going to take more of your money. But even they are dropping their fees on a lot of things, that in a lot of ways. I personally think the best opportunity right now is M1 Finance, because you can pick your own stocks, exactly the companies you want to own, and the companies that pay the best dividends. And if you start in your 20s, you are set. If you hustle and hustle and hustle for 10 years, you are set. Even if you don't put another penny into it after that, you're going to be set because of the compounding growth and just reinvesting the dividends. The other thing is, when I say 5-10 years, a lot of people are going to say, okay, well, that's bullshit. You can't retire in 5-10 years of working. I don't care how much you hustle. All right. Well, in the United States, it is expensive to live. There are places that you can do it, even in 10 years, but it's tough. But if you look around and look around the world, and you do want to go see the world and travel and see different things, there are places, there are cities and countries that you can live in, and the dollar goes so much farther. So, what if every dollar that you earned right now was actually $3? When you go to spend that dollar, you're actually getting $3 of stuff every time that you spend a dollar. There are countries that you can live in right now. So you don't need to have $1 million to go retire. If you have $200,000, you're basically bringing in about $10,000 a month in dividends. So you're never losing the original 200,000. It's there. You're not losing it. It's going nowhere. And it's making you $10,000 a year. $10,000 a year is not a lot. You can't live on that here in the United States. Not to have any kind of life. But there are countries you can go to. $10,000, you'll be living a better life than your current middle class life here in the United States. I'm just saying, it's possible. And today, for the first time, I'm starting to believe that maybe I'm not going to work until I die. Maybe I will be able to retire and enjoy some of my life, the last of my life. I mean, I'm only 48. That's young to a lot of people, but I've not treated my body well. I know I've got health problems that I never go to the doctor for. And it wouldn't surprise me if I have cancer. It wouldn't surprise me if I have a heart attack a month from now or 5 years from now. Really, that's because I didn't have a lot of hope. I felt like I was just going to work till I die. So what's the point? Why do I care? Kind of hope for that heart attack, right? If I have that heart attack, solves all my problems. As long as I die. If it half-asses it and only does a stroke, then I'm kind of screwed. But anyway, sorry for the down thought, the negative thoughts here, but these are the thoughts that have been going through my head for years. This isn't a way to live, guys. This is not what I want for my fucking kids. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Invest. Live on nothing. Invest every penny you can. And I'm telling you, dividend stocks can do this for you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to answer your questions. And just start doing some research. And if you have questions about it, this isn't just to my kids. This is to everybody. I'm making this video for everybody, especially if you're young. Every young person out there. If you're 40 or younger, all right, this is for you. Hustle. Live on nothing. If you have a big house, if you live in a big house or whatever, move to a freaking studio apartment, a trailer, something. So get a roommate, get 2 roommates, whatever. Live on nothing. As little as you can, and sacrifice for 5 to 10 years. Build up those dividend stocks. Build up that portfolio. Get it to at least 200,000, 250,000, somewhere in that range. And then go see the world. I mean, I'm not talking about traveling everywhere, but find one of those places to go live, and where the dollar is more. So you'll basically be living as if you had $1 million rather than $250,000. It can be done. So do it, guys. Do it. So start now. Start investing. Start living on nothing. Put every penny into dividend stock portfolio. That's my suggestion. Later in life, you'll regret not doing it. I'm telling you. But later in life, you won't regret doing it. That I promise. All right, guys, that's it for the video. That's my rant. Please, if you want to help support me, subscribe, share my channel with your friends on social media. Uh, Drop comments. Every comment, every like the video. Every comment, every like, everything helps with the YouTube algorithm to get more people to watch my videos, and maybe I can help them and get them started early too. Because this is serious shit, guys. This is serious shit. All right, guys, subscribe, share, comment, like. Those are the things I'm asking. Have a good day, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Let me find my stop button, guys. I can't find my stop button. All right. Take care, everyone.